There are a lot fewer two-parent families.
What's worth more, $1 today or $1 tomorrow?
Almost nobody gets out of love alive.
Prisoners' rights is out of sight, out of mind.
Is your brain on God?
You ain't ready to oppose.
There are discussions
how
as
they thought
black families have to have them.
What's worth more, $1 today or $1 tomorrow? What's worth more, $1
Welcome, folks, to Reality Gurus, the show where we take a commonsensical approach to issues through complex conversation. I'm your host, G. Cleve, and we're going to get into it real fast. But let me go ahead and introduce you to my people, man. I got my man Andy over here, host of the Pull-Out Special on SoundCloud. My man Andy, welcome to the Reality Guru Show, brother.
What's up? What's up?
All right, we got down here my man Kanye, also up-and-coming podcaster with a show, Andy's Way. I'm sorry, Kanye's Way. Only on YouTube. Yeah. Welcome to the Reality Guru Show. Kanye, what's up, brother?
Let's do it.
All right, of course, you know I got my man here, one half of the Reality Gurus, my man DB. Go ahead and say what's up to the people, brother.
What up, people? Whoop-de-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop. Let's go.
All right, folks. Listen, man, we're going to get right into this, man. Kanye West. Whew. Yeezy, Ye, whatever you want to call him. It's been in the news this past week. It's been saying some real interesting things. I won't say crazy. I won't say controversial. I'll just say interesting. We're going to get right into it. Man, first off, anybody here that want to go ahead and jump right into this situation, what do y'all feel about this Kanye situation?
We'll go first.
Anybody, somebody, Andy, Dave, somebody grab something, man. We waiting a while.
That nigga don't know the difference between fame and infamy. You don't know the difference. That nigga don't know the difference. That's my issue. I feel like people are making a big deal about an opinion, and I don't think what Kanye West does is not a reflection of the black community. I feel like people is approaching it as like, oh my gosh, he's a representative or a man, like whatever. It is what it is. Like, and there's other things you could boycott. Like, believe you me, if we were like had the same energy with a lot of other shit, then boycott a lot of other shit. Yeah, oh my gosh, Kanye is not putting niggas in gas chambers. Right? Yeah, so it's like, it's what it is. Like,
I would actually say that he is a great representation of the black community from the standpoint of the mental issues that a lot of us face and that we're not addressing from within our communities. Because we're seeing a prime example, in front of America, black people's mental issues with Kanye West, which he also alluded to that he was going through that no one knew he was going through. Also, we're seeing an example, in my opinion, of the lack of structure that we have as a people. When I say lack of structure, I'm kind of going to the one of the points that you kind of made. He's just a celebrity, but he's put out there as almost like, a voice for black people. When I look at other groups of people, I don't see their entertainers as their spokes, people. And I'm not even knocking necessarily being a spokesperson as an entertainer, but are you educated on those subjects enough to speak on them for us?
Well, okay. Well, let me ask this. I'm curious. Like, exactly what is it? What is it like? What is it that he said that was that caused such this big problem? I mean, in you guys' opinion, what came out of his mouth that really, warranted this type of attention, man, this negative attention?
Look, all black people choice. Look, black people heard slavery and choice, and they just.
But I don't even think it was just slavery thing though, because it was a combination. Like I think it started from what the Candace Owens things about, bigging up Candace Owens, and then after that, when the MAGA hat, and then after that, the whole slavery thing. Yeah, so I think people taking that people taking that in unison and be like, oh, this nigga lost it. You know what I mean? We can't fuck with him no more. And it goes back to what everybody's saying is that basically you put him on a pedestal, and then when he doesn't represent your ideals, then you ready to throw him out. Like, oh, let's get rid of him because he's not talking that shit. It's tribalism. It's a man with an opinion.
Well, what ideals we talking about, though? What ideals is he not aligned up with? I want to know, because I don't even think these people even understand why they pissed off. I don't get it. I don't think they know.
That shit is
So
true.
tell
That
me
shit
what
is
the
true.
ideals are. What is it that what doesn't he line up with? That's what I want to understand.
I'm gonna tell you what I
Leftist.
suspected,
Leftist
because
shit.
I don't have those same qualms as anybody else does. I mean,
Mm.
the whole idea, mainly with the slavery, with the fact of you're saying that slavery was a choice. People feel otherwise, which you aligning yourself with Donald Trump and these people who you are considered racist, white supremacists, that now you think you're riding with them because you're giving them an opportunity to speak, which is all I feel like he's trying to do, is trying to connect. For whatever reason, for himself, that people are feeling like, okay, now you represent that now I can't fuck with you. You're opposite. You're a traitor. You know what I mean? Your Uncle Tom in some kind of way. That's what I imagine that they're talking about.
It's like that disconnect, because people were so connected to Kanye in the beginning, like, hey, he's a voice for us. And now, like you said, we're seeing that connection with Trump, and it's like, oh, how could you do us like this? What's really going on? But when I mean, from my thinking, when I think about some of our greatest minds, I always think of them to be strategists. So I'm always looking at, hold on. Maybe it's not what it actually appears to be. I know that the sheep, when they see it, they gonna jump and get into their emotions, but it's got to be something bigger behind the scenes. That's why I'm never so quick to judge a man, because I don't know his strategy. I haven't allowed it to unfold. I haven't had a conversation with that man.
Right.
And plus, I look at it as a performance piece. Like, I feel like it's as a dialogue, because he's so obsessed with being an artist. Most of that shit that Kanye is doing is ego. Like, I don't even really give a fuck that I don't think he cares and say, oh yeah, I'm left, I'm right, this and that. No, it's for ego. He's just trying to get attention, this and that.
I think
but
it's personal.
He's using the free thought narrative as a way for you to be like, oh, I can't judge him. He's at least fostering free thought. Yeah, oh yeah, if you judge him, you're gonna say that you're against free thought. No, nigga, you're an egotistical nigga, and you're just gonna ride on the wave that you're on.
To me, it comes off as a combination of many things. It's definitely publicity for an album, it's definitely ego, some narcissistic ways, and I do sense some care there for the people still.
And I think it's also some personal therapy, to be honest with you. Like because I kind of actually read back some of his tweets. A lot of it seemed like he's trying to find a healing quality in some kind of way. You know what I mean? Like when I don't know if y'all saw it, where he posted that picture of the plastic surgeon with that did his mom before she passed, and naming his album, and then he posting all these text messages he had with other people and bigging them up. So there's a little bit of ego, but I think he's trying to find his way. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to, we talk about mental health. He's trying to find some kind of healing within, and it's personal for him, but he's putting it out there because he is who he is, and he's gonna let it shine. That it's part of all of that. It's part of the ego. It's part of him just trying to,
All right. So he has an ego, right? He has an ego. He's trying to find himself, all right, whatever it is, right? But is he not allowed to do that? Aren't people allowed to be able to have egos, to be assholes, or aren't we allowed to do that without people pointing us saying we are a what's the word that they were using? We are not aligned with the descendants of slaves, the black community, simply because I have a ego and I'm speaking from a place that the majority of the people don't really understand. That in and of itself means that you're going to destroy or try to destroy this cat, take him completely away from our community simply because he's saying things that you're not used to hearing. I wanted to ask this question about the whole slavery thing. Did he say that slavery was a choice, or did he say after 400 years it must have been a choice?
Specifically, he said for 400 years. So again, like I said, I think all people heard was slavery and choice, and they just jumped into their emotions instead of analyzing the whole thing.
Right.
Me standing back as a dad, as an alpha male, when I hear something like that, I'm saying, you know what? For 400 years, that is a choice. If I'm not gonna do something about my situation, something drastic, extreme about an extreme situation, it does ultimately become a choice. That's what I teach my children. No, we're not gonna make excuses in this thing called life. You're gonna get off your ass and you're gonna make shit happen. Your destiny is your own hands. We always know that there are gonna be people, opposing us or going against us. So what? Fight harder. Keep going. We make no excuses.
I mean, with me, I think the whole slave. I'm sorry, yeah. Go ahead. You can finish off. My fault.
No, last little part. I just think a lot of people can't connect to that because they don't embody that spirit, that Nat Turner, that Harriet Tubman spirit. It's not on them, but just a different sense.
I feel like a lot of people don't embody that spirit, and I feel like a lot of people are speaking in a context that they have nothing to fucking do with. I hate the fact that people invoke slavery or say, I could easily get out of it. You don't know the circumstances. No, you don't know it's invoked too much, and like we're putting our mentality or our context now in the past, and not everybody's built to be a Harriet Tubman and a Nat Turner. Most people would just prostrate themselves all the time. So even to some degree, I'm prostrating myself all the time. I'm not gonna pretend like, oh yeah, I would have been one of those days. I would have been like in the Haitian Revolution. I would have went with Dessalines running in the fucking we getting niggas. Like I don't know. I would have been like, y'all wildin'. All right, let's do it. Running and crying.
I got you.
That's what I think. We had the hindsight of we had the convenience of hindsight. You know what I mean? We could look back and say who we are now and say this is probably what we're gonna do. But until you're in the situation, you don't really know. But I think the biggest problem here is that people are not looking at the full aspect. Like even if you're talking about choice, there's a matter of conditioning, there's a matter of all of that. Even in Ye's words himself, like I'm gonna say the other Ye since we have Anya here. Since we talk about the other Ye, you know what I mean? Like he started, like if you listen more to the conversation, he got away from slavery and it's like talk about prison, because prison opens it up to everybody. You know what I mean? He started talking about
that was a dope analogy.
Yeah.
You
know what I mean? And he started talking about the mental enslavement, but people didn't listen to that part. People just took the slavery part.
Absolutely.
And everything else. And that's what the problem is. You're not the full context. You focus on this one thing and pretty much drown everything out. And that's what the problem is. A lot. You know what I mean?
And let me just piggyback off what you were just saying, Dane. That's the biggest thing that we should be focused on, the mental aspect, whether it be mental health, speaking on him specifically, how we're seeing that this man has mental health issues and everybody's taking that witch hunt mentality and we're jumping on him. We're ignoring that this man has mental health issues. Going back to the people as a whole, we're ignoring that the people are mentally enslaved in many different forms of fashion. We all have been mentally enslaved and conditioned in many different ways. But are we addressing that? Are we trying to overcome that? No, in this specific instance, we just gonna forget about that and let's just attack this man. And this man, he disrespected my ancestors. Let's deal with mental health in the Black community.
That's interesting you bring that up because we've had a guest on the show, Ray, a real student of history, and we used to have conversations about that specifically, especially with Black men. Like we don't even want to identify that stuff sometimes. We don't want to talk about mental health issues in our community and stuff, man. So it's real interesting that you bring that up, man. And how y'all feel about that though? I mean, in my personal life, I know I've had some issues, your depression and your things like that, and that's what you just reduce it just to like depression. You don't go as far as to say maybe mental health. I wonder how many of us brothers, the stuff that we've gone through, how many of us actually reach out to seek therapy. Like as if that's some sort of a stigma, like, oh, we taboo, like with therapy. No, I mean, we got brains just like everybody else in this fucking country. Why wouldn't therapy be something that could help us? You see what I'm saying? So, with Kanye's issue and his mental health, I mean, again, like I said, we are entitled to have those issues as well. Right. We're entitled to have those. I just want to understand why, if he has a mental health issue, why is it just like what Anya is saying? Why are we just trying to throw him away? We're not even trying to address that particular situation.
Reverse racism. I had an epiphany the other night when I was watching the Charlemagne interview with him, right? Mm-hmm. And why can't a Black man have the luxury of being an idiot?
Exactly. As so crazy as it sounds, brother.
Why are we relegating the ills of society in Black people? You're technically fucking fostering the racism of the contingent by saying like, oh, he can't do that. Nah. And then I seen a meme when they made this nigga a white face. I'm like, so you saying a white person has the luxury of saying that?
Right.
A black man.
And you know the funny thing about that Charlemagne video is he kind of pretty much stated that. He stated like, I might look stupid. He's like, but why be afraid to make mistakes? You should be open to make mistakes. You know what I mean? Like if you're speaking your truth, you're gonna say some shit that people don't agree with, and the shit happen. You know what I mean? Like we kind of have to open that up. Like even like one of the first things, because when I watched that Charlemagne interview, what I did, I text Jay like, I love you, brother, joking, not joking.
Right.
And I text Jay like, yo, son, the conversation we had is giving me a good energy because I realized we got to start being open about certain shit.
Yes,
you know what I mean? We gotta get rid of some of that stigma.
Right.
You know what I mean? Definitely do.
I mean, here's another factor as well too. The people kind of held him in like a godly view, put him up on that pedestal, which that's crazy.
That's the problem.
And I mean,
he put himself there a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
No, right.
Say too. He put that too. Jesus, he play. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, people.
Yo, but whole time niggas been saying they've been God for years. And now when somebody say I'm God, now I got a problem.
No, that's the thing. But that
we ain't having God, and then I'm like, yo, I'm God. Nah, I know you not, nigga. That don't make no sense.
Yeah,
no, you niggas confused.
I mean, it's just this. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just, the people, man. The people actually believing that these motherfuckers are like gods or whatever. So then when the human aspect comes in, and because we're human, we make mistakes. When the mistake comes in, now it's like, oh my God, you're so fucking disappointed. Well, this is what people do, bro. You wasn't supposed to look at this motherfucker as he was imperfect in the first place. You see what I'm saying?
And that's the bigger thing, because I think we gotta learn how to separate art from the artist. You know what I mean? Because I can understand it to some degree. I can understand music, because I music could be the soundtrack, especially when you're younger, you coming up. It got like a powerful impact to you. There's a connection there that you feel, and sometimes in that same way, you think it's a connection to this person that made the art. At the same time, so you put them on a pedestal, but then you got to realize that person is just as human as you are. You know what I mean? They're good at what they do. You know what I mean? They could be the best bus driver ever, but because you have a connection to their music instead of this person that's driving you back and forth, you take it some kind of way. But it's the same as that bus driver. It's just a person. Respect the music for what it is, and look at that person for who they are or who you take them to be, and disconnect.
Right.
And I think that's
All right. Let's run back to the TMZ little interview for a minute. The brother in the back, can't remember his name. His name the one that, no, is that the one that? That's the gentleman that, right? Okay, right? Yeah. No, I'm talking about the one that Kanye was afraid was gonna beat him up or some shit. That guy.
Yeah,
that stage shit where the nigga got up and he had the whole speech. I swear I heard horns in the background. Nigga, you work for TMZ, man. Shut up. Now this nigga want to be carried on.
You saw the teleprompter moving?
Right.
You saw the teleprompter moving with it?
He's like, Kanye, give me the ankle. Nigga like, Kanye.
So now,
but his name is Van Lathan.
Okay, so
that name sound fake.
That
nigga's fake.
He mentioned he was that was an example of what I'm saying, where he talked about how he held Yeezy, Kanye in high regard, and he was so disappointed to hear the stuff that he was saying, but he used the word like irresponsible with the stuff that he was saying. Like what was so irresponsible? Did you see the other part of the video, the end part? There's an end part where the same thing. We said he was scared that he's gonna get hit. He was like, "I want to hug you." Right.
But I fear you're gonna hit me, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna hit you."
On TMZ.
And then he kind of explained a little bit of that. Like he was like, there's people out there fighting now that's dying, in the streets trying to uplift us. I'm paraphrasing, but basically trying to help us. And he felt like he was that Kanye's words is kind of disrespecting him, like disrespecting the one that's actually out there fighting. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right. So my piece on it is like this, man. I understand the struggle. I understand it. I've experienced it my whole life. I understand. That doesn't mean that I have to bathe in it, so to speak. Like, is there a way that I can, try to live my life provide things for my family, right? And it be outside of trying to grasp reparations or what it is that we feel like we're entitled to because of slavery. Is there a way that I can continue on without this part? I'm not saying we don't need it. I'm not saying the fight, the struggle to achieve it should end. I just see a lot of people, like when I think about people who are like, let's say 10, 15 years my senior, and I listen to them talk about the struggles they've had for their entire lives, whatever. And it just doesn't seem like they're getting anywhere. Now, I know this is a situation that it's not going to happen by one individual. It ain't going to happen by no fucking leader neither, right? It's going to be people, having, having the same type of idea, getting on the same page, coming together, and doing some things as a group, right? But until we get those people, that group to push forward, what are we supposed to do? Just sit here? Like literally just sit here and not do anything until we get the okay that all right, reparations is coming? No, I don't want to live my life that way. And so we go back to we had a piece about black celebrities, and this ties in with Kanye, whatever. Ray used to constantly say that black celebrities are the problem because they're speaking out of turn, they're speaking from their position in life, and there's people behind them that can't afford to speak that way. Listen, man, the motherfucker's human. He went through the struggle just like everybody else did. As far as I know, I don't think Kanye came from no fucking money, did he?
No.
All right.
So he was all right.
I mean, he wasn't poor. His mom was a school teacher.
And he was all right. He was like I guess middle class.
I think in terms of generational wealth, meaning like did he have a trust fund of a couple $1 million? No, so he went. Okay, so he's going through the struggle just like we did. The same ills, the same issues, possibly police, contact. I don't say brutality, but all of the stuff that we go through, he went through as well. He put himself in a position where he was able to take advantage of an opportunity by way of his music, right? Also got to the point where after he got his celebrity, he fought for his position in fashion, right? My point is, this motherfucker's moving. He's doing what he needs to do to make sure that him, his wife, his family, his children are going to be set once he's long off this earth, right? What about the individuals that are staying into this struggle here, that's focusing strictly on the struggle? How many of these individuals that is focusing strictly on this struggle are not going to have the issues, are going to be able to do the same things that Kanye's doing for his family? My thing is, I just think that we can continue to struggle. I just think we got to do both. While you fighting for this struggle, you got to be trying to do your own shit too, trying to make things different for your family as well, and not depending on, like government assistance. And again, damn, let me apologize for that, because people seem to think that I got issues when I say government assistance, that we're talking about subsidies, welfare, Section 8, stuff like that is needed in certain cases. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna be sitting here waiting for it. I got some other things to do. I got some.
But I kind of think part of what we need to do is find that connection in between both. You know what I mean? We need to find the connection, or have them connected, as in the Kanyes or whoever is in that status, to the people in, let's say, Chicago, since we're talking about Kanye, that is in that struggle, that's trying to do something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's find them connected where we could do that. Like it's supposed to be two-part. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have somebody that has that status, has that money, has that influence, that could get these other people that's fighting away from the government assistance. They could have more independency to actually do something. That's what needs to happen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I think I think it has to be that balance, because I just think like maybe even Kanye right now maybe seems a bit extreme. Like he's like completely not even focusing on the struggle, and he's talking about just like free thinking, doing your own thing. All right, maybe that's extreme from this side, but I think the extreme on the other side is the people that focus strictly on reparations. I think that's the extreme as well.
I agree.
You just need to meet in the middle, man.
And that's what I like. That's what I love to highlight with people, with this dialogue. Man, get off your ass, man. We know we getting beat over our head, but get off your ass.
Get up!
Build
get
your
up!
family. build amongst, like minds, but get off your ass and do for self. We know what's beating us up, but just keep going. Just keep going. Don't make excuses. We understand. Well, for those of us who have studied what we're going through, we understand that it's not gonna let up. It's gonna keep coming. So we got to keep coming as well. We got to keep our eyes on the goal that we got set. You know what I'm saying? And not let those deterrents, knock us down or
Sure.
Got you. What about you?
Ironically, Kanye is coming from with those right-wing people that he's obsessed with. Not all right, but I mean, when it comes to like Republican ideals, that's essentially what they say. That's essentially what they're saying. Like they're saying, like, oh, okay. Now, mind you, there is a racial element, and I feel like it's going to be difficult to go over that hurdle. But it's like you do gotta have to take responsibility for your actions. And now that reparation shit, we're in a culture that people want handouts. Now it's like they're finding other ways to do it about. Now, okay, I'm gonna bring up the Bill Cosby shit. Now I'm saying I don't know what that nigga did, but that Me Too movement, where it has legitimacy, there's people who fucking using it to their advantage to get handouts.
Fair.
We're in a culture of handouts.
You could have done that without saying Bill Cosby.
Ain't Bill going through enough. Well, you had to throw Bill in this, man.
Oh man, yeah, that's crazy. Well, yeah, man. I tell you what, man. I gotta be honest, man. I started thinking about the whole liberal conservative thing, some years ago, and got to the point where after I started looking at it, I started feeling like more of my views were conservative than liberal anyway. Not to say that I don't have liberal views. I mean, all right. Chris Rock said it the best in one of his stand-ups. He said, "Some things I'm conservative about, some things I'm liberal about." What he said? He said, child pornography, I'm liberal, right? He said, but prostitution. How do you say it? No. He said child pornography. I'm conservative. For liberal, but prostitution liberal. I mean,
I would hope he say that because it sounds weird the other way around.
I'm sorry, yeah. But the point is we have.
Crazy.
Hey, make sure you edit that out, man. Make sure you say that shit the right way. Yeah.
You about to get flagged.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, man, we got. I'm pretty sure we all have, different types of views, some levels, and then the fact that somebody could put a hat on and say I'm Democrat or I'm, Republican, and that's just kind of crazy. I've never adopted.
But to be fair, like most pro-black people that I know, they are conservative. You know what I'm saying? They're different, but it's usually like kind of like what Andy's saying. It's usually the racial element. So if you're talking about Republican compared to like a regular black conservative, you know what I mean? It's way different than being a Pan-Africanist to being a Republican. You know what I mean? There's that undertone of white and black. You know what I mean? So I could see you being conservative. Like you said, it's a mixture. But I know most black people I know are conservative. You know what I mean?
The thing is you can't say to a black Democrat. No, you can't say to a black Democrat that you align with any conservative views. They'll consider you all right. Hold on. What was it? I saw. What was the? Didn't you post it on Instagram?
Oh what?
It was posted. It was about the relationship between conservatives and liberals. It was more about that Santa Claus thing that you put up there.
Was it the Halloween one?
Saying that, let me get it right.
Yeah, get it right.
It was conservative. I mean, liberals understand Christmas.
It was the other one. Conservatives understand Halloween.
Conservatives understand Halloween, meaning that basically you don't get the public opinion by giving out social services. You get it by creating an adversary. Something to that.
So listen, man.
That's deep.
It's super deep.
Stealing it.
Tag him in that so he could read it, man. When I saw that, I was scratching my head. And that was from 2012, brother.
Yeah, that was from a book I read. Yeah, 2012.
So, I just, I mean, I don't know, man. I look at it this way, man. I hear these black celebrities speak. You know, none of the shit that comes out of their mouths usually fucking bothers me because I'm doing my own thing anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I just gotta feel like people need to stop paying attention, you know, or putting so much weight into the stuff that's coming out of these people's mouths. I don't think they're problems. I don't think the black celebrity necessarily is a problem. I just think people have to stop putting so much into these motherfuckers, and then we should be all right. Let me ask you, anybody got any last words real quick? We're running over. I want to make sure that, I'll make sure everybody gets a little, last piece, and if they got it. Andy, how about you, brother?
No, I'm good. No, I'm good.
Oh, good. But make sure everybody go ahead and check out his spot, the Pull Out Special on SoundCloud. You know, make sure y'all check that out because sounds like it's a great show, man. I make sure I put the in the front of that. The Pull Out Special, so we ain't got no confusion.
I want to say about his show, whenever you listen to it, whatever the topic is, it's not going to end on that same topic.
Word, niggas be talking about Kanye, and they're like, yo, you see the episode of X-Men? It was like, yo.
That works. All right, what about you, Kanye? What you got for the people, man?
The only thing I could throw in there is just to say, I mean, the topic was on Kanye and Trump. Hey, the one thing that people can pull from those guys is, man, they entrepreneurs, man. They hustlers, they businessmen, man. And in this capitalistic America we live in right now, you need to get on your business tip for real and stop waiting for these jobs, stop waiting for handouts. And the last thing is just don't throw a person totally away just because society wants to throw them away. Maybe sometimes there are a few positive things that you can take from that person, Use that as inspiration for your own productivity.
Right. That's interesting stuff. Like that one. I like that one. DB, man. Talk to the people, man.
I'm gonna end it like I started it. Whoop-de-whoop.
Well, I'll say this, man. I'm with the whole entrepreneurial. I'm with the whole free thought, critical thinking, and people. Hopefully, you guys adopted that too, because I think that's where success is, especially in this country. But folks, we had a great show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that little notification, man, so you can get some of this brilliant content. I'm G Cleve. I got my man DB, special guest Andy, Kanye. Check out that stuff, man, on SoundCloud and YouTube. Reality Gurus. Take care.